Friday, May 22nd, 2020, the end of the week. So we're still in session right now. We're at the 1:16 p.m. on Friday. The market's still trading, but it's not doing much of anything. So really, there's not much going on. If you've been following my videos, you know that I'm not doing anything here at this level. Not buying, not selling, not doing anything. That would be the best strategy for us. And I'm still expecting the market to show some weakness, maybe come down, and we can have another buy point around this area again. Other than that, I don't see any potential opportunities in the market. Let's look at the NASDAQ as well. NASDAQ is not doing much. Market is just consolidating horizontally, just flat, not doing much. Really no need to do anything. And this weekend would be a very easy weekend because you don't have to hold any positions through the weekend. You don't have to worry about anything, right? If you are trading in this market, if you're a long-term investor, this is fine. This is near all-time high, and just keep holding on to your shares. Okay, so the one thing about cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'm more focused on Ethereum, but Bitcoin is obviously a leading indicators to all the cryptocurrency market. As you can see here, yesterday I talked about this level could be a potential kind of a shakeout, and it turns out to be a shakeout. Turns out to be true, and now we are going back to this level. I don't really have any opinions on this. It could just continue to go up and consolidates again, maybe keep going up. Again, we are holding a whole bunch of positions in Ethereum from the 130s level, $130 level, and we just gonna keep holding on to this because I just don't think this is a potential top here. I think in the long term, in the short term to medium term, talk about within a week or two, we're gonna see the price to be much higher at $260 level. That's our price target. Okay. Very simple, not much to do right now. If you're not in Ethereum, don't buy it. If you are in Ethereum, keep holding your positions. One thing I want to talk about is some people, like a lot of my friends, been asking me for opinions about on these coronavirus vaccine stocks, right? Vaccine companies, these biotech companies. One of the star companies is Moderna. Moderna has been the star of the show, right? When Moderna announced some sort of discoveries or results on, I think this Tuesday, the market just rallied very hard, and so this company is the driver of a lot of news. So a friend of mine who owns a large, who doesn't own, he works for a large hedge fund. He actually been accumulating, their fund has been accumulating around this level. So they've been buying since late March and early April. So they probably got in around the $30 level. And by the time it goes to 93, only in like a month and a half, they made 3x profit, technically speaking, if you can liquidate a lot of shares up there. So that's the cost basis for these hedge funds. They enter around this area. He's been recommending me to buy this particular stock, but I am clueless about biotech. I'm just clueless about biotech, and even if I bought in, if this thing has a bunch of shakeouts, huge volatilities, I might not be able to hold on to my shares. So I did not buy into biotech, okay? Even though someone told me to buy back in March and early April, I did not buy. I just don't understand biotech. I don't understand the company. The fundamentals makes no sense because these biotechnology companies are, they're the value of their company, the valuation is really based on their future value, and future value is based on whether their drugs got approved or not, or they have innovated it, or they have created a certain type of vaccine. The research had panned out to be good, approved by the FDA, all that stuff, right? So it's essentially it's really, I think biotech stocks are more speculative than even cryptocurrency. At least cryptocurrency is kind of forex, supply and demand. Biotech stock is really based on, there are a lot of kind of surprise moves in these kind of stocks, especially when you have some sort of vaccine or findings announced from the company or approval from the government. A lot of these kind of scenarios are kind of one-time spike scenarios. So like you have these kind of spike scenarios that are very difficult to capture, and they could usually things could go really wrong. Like one bad news could have really bad spike down as well that just wipe you out, right? So these biotech companies, I've been burned by them before, and this is a sector I clearly do not understand, and I cannot possibly give advice on in terms of investment, in terms of being an investment, or I myself just avoid it because I don't have edge in this sector. But a friend of mine who is he was a medical expert actually. He was working as a doctor. Then he switched to become a fund manager, and this is actually one of the sector he covers as an analyst. And he was recommending me Moderna, and the other company would be CanSino. CanSino would be the Asian version of Moderna. So CanSino, let me show you. This company is listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and similar story here. Huge spike to 280, and now it came down. The reason, so if you have not bought into Moderna back in April, like my friend did and his hedge fund did, I highly recommend buying into Moderna. I highly recommend against buying into Moderna right at this price point. The reason is, first of all, the company is announcing $1.34 billion of stock sale, so they are diluting the existing shareholders, and this sale is being priced at $80 a share. Oh, sorry, $76 each. So $76 each is pretty much up here. That's the price they're offering at $1.34 billion of a stock sale. So imagine this is some sort of like a Bitcoin, and one day this market cap is about $30 billion. So if you have some sort of news like Bitcoin saying that, hey, they're going to expand the Bitcoin, all of a sudden some miner have mined 100,000 coins, all of a sudden the market's going to drop, right? So you have a supply demand thing that this company is planning to issue more shares to fund their research, and they want to take advantage of this high price. So this company has already shown you that they have the intention to dilute the existing shareholders. And if you buy in, you're basically buying into their new share purchase price. So another thing is that the CEO of the company has been liquidating shares as the market keeps going up, and the FINRA reports is kind of has a delay of 3 months. So this CEO has been selling some shares of Moderna as early as March 20th, actually. So of course the CEO is not a very good trader. He didn't expect this thing to go to 96. So he's been liquidating along the way. The higher the share price, the more he's liquidating. As you can see that the amount of shares he's liquidating has been increasing, a bit increasing. It's about this level, and so we have this data from April that he has liquidated about $750,000 of shares, And let me see. He also sold one. I think somewhere else he sold $1.3 million shares recently. Let me see. Let me see if that's the case. So yeah. So April 20th, he sold even more on April 20th. So maybe he has sold a bunch of shares in May as well, but we don't have that report yet. That report will be coming in probably next month or the month after. So, but I highly suspect he has been selling shares quite aggressively right now. So as you can see, the CEO of the company is selling shares. Even his action basically tells you that he thinks his company at least is at a fair value at this price point. So, and it's worth for him to take some of his shares and convert that into cash. So into some liquidity, into some cash. This is why I don't recommend buying these vaccine stocks at the moment. I don't think I've ever gonna recommend them. But if you someone who has asked me back in April, I would have recommended them to do that because I have hedge fund. I know hedge funds are accumulating these shares. Just the biotech sector is just not my thing. I just can't buy a huge amount of these. It's just kind of risky to me. Even I found it's kind of risky. Yeah, so that is it. That is for today, and enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.